Welcome to an out-of-the-box preview video. Today I am looking at King. King is a print and play game that is coming to Kickstarter at the time of this video. I have been provided with these files in order to have a play and do a video, and everything you see here is pre-Kickstarter, so subject to change. There's some placeholders, there aren't backgrounds on everything because it is a preview copy. So keep that in mind. So this game is by Radek Ignatow, and it is like a sequel to his earlier game called Knight. And in Knight, you were rising up the ranks as a knight. In this game, you are a ruler, a king of an environment. You have a court, and you are trying to survive. You are trying to deal with events that happen, invading armies, help from advisors, and managing resources. Much like what happened tonight, there is an unlocking mechanism that as you gain resources, you can unlock different aspects of the board, which then allow you to gain more resources, which then open up more opportunities. The game is structured through a very formal set of cards that determine what resources that you get in a turn, which of your advisors will fire, what aspects of your kingdom will become active, and the consequences. In a particular turn, you pick one side, and you can look ahead. So you can look at your set of consequences that get generated on this side and make a decision. You can look at which of the two advisors, there's 5 advisors, you pick 2 at random, are going to activate this turn, what they can do, and which things you're working towards in terms of your parts of your kingdom are going to activate, which will then generate more resources that then allow you to unlock more things. The game itself goes across 12 turns, and you have these random goal cards that you pick at the beginning of the game, and they then determine your kind of sub goals in order to gain resources or have penalties. So first 3 turns you have to gain, if you've gained these elements you'll get certain rewards. If you haven't got these other aspects completed, you'll get penalties. So you've got end of turn 3, end of turn 6, end of turn 9. In terms of each turn, you work your way through one of these cards, you pick a side, and then, so this is the end, I'm at the end of in this particular game, I'm at the end of turn 2. So I've ended up at the bottom here, and I thought what I'll do is I'll then do turn 3, maybe turn 4, so you get more of a flow of the game. So that's why some things are already marked off. So in terms of the game, in terms of replayability, it's massive. There are multiple scenarios that have got different aspects to them that you can play through, and there are also different kings that you can play through as well, and each of these has different attributes. They have different mappings for how you build their castle, their starting resources, so the actual combinations is huge. If you add that into the event generation, the allocation of advisors, and then the decision paths that you can do in any of these combinations, the replay value is massive. And then you get that from this designer. All of his games that I've backed have got so much content. It is incredibly good value. So let's have a look at some of these boards, and then I'll play through a bit of a game. So we'll start with the King board. So on the King, this is our, the hub of our kingdom. We have our king and our standard resources that we go through. We've got wisdom. I looked that up, but then I thought, well, I won't forget, but I have. And I'll get it right because we have our 3 main resources, which are wisdom, might, and authority. Wisdom, might, and authority. You also have gold, and you then have an influence track that as you do things in the game, you collect influence. If you fill up tracks, you will get victory points. At the end of the 3rd, the 6th, the 9th and the 12th turn, you will sum up your victory points as a way of basically adding up your score as you go. So back to our king card. We have our king card where we have advisors. There are 5 advisors that I've had. What happens is you put 2 on your king board, then you have another one up here. There's a mechanism that allows you to swap them out or swap them over. Each time you get through your sub goals, a new advisor arrives, so you'll end up with the first 3 turns you have one that you could spin it, then you get another one and then another one. So you'll have, depending on where you are in the game, you can spend resources to swap them out. But again, the whole game is about resource optimization. And then we have our castle, and we can spend resources to unlock different levels of our castle that then allow us to unlock further things. The unlocking mechanism, I guess, is best seen here in that say you pick something like loyalty to the king, this little block here. When you collect or pay the resources that unlock what's on the top, everything that's in a star you get instantly, or everything you get in the row you get instantly. Then when loyalty to the king triggers through, say, an event, you then basically harvest the resources for whatever you've unlocked. So the more that you've unlocked, the more you can harvest. Then there are these barriers at different places that then relate to other parts of your kingdom. So here I have unlocked loyalty to the king, but now I'm blocked until I have 3 lords unlocked, and the lords are on the bottom. So you'd have to unlock 3 lords and then I could carry on here. And so it forces you, it encourages you to have a more balanced approach to what you unlock. I'm very much motivated when I play this game to what my sub goals are, what's going to happen at the end of turn 3. So it's going to happen at the end of this. And in terms of unlocking, I need to unlock loyalty to the king, whatever the houses is, the little houses, that is tournaments. No, it's tournaments. That can't be tournaments. That is 8, which is cities. That makes sense. And the paper one is scholarship. And so I aim to unlock those, and I've crossed those off because I've already unlocked those, so I'm in a good position for the end of turn 3. And you can go along and unlock these by paying the resources, gaining the little bonuses, and your kingdom has loyalty to the king, the royal treasury, scholarship, craftsmanship, trade, villages, the church, cities. It's all very thematic, just dripping with theme. The other thing you might notice if you look really close is that some of these things are chained. If you have completed one element, so in this case, what's this one? This one is 6, which is villages, and then it triggers, the ones that are chained next to will trigger as well. So if you unlock this one and it triggers, it'll chain to those other ones, so you can end up generating a lot of resources that will let you to do fun things. And by fun things I mean building armies and stopping the invaders. So in terms of components, I don't know if you've seen my other videos, I built some towers and infantry units out of cubes, and I'm using them in this game. So I've got some white ones for me and the black ones are for the enemy. And there's a little map at the top, and the map has places for the enemy to spawn. It's got movement if they get a movement command, and those typically come from the consequences. So at the end of a round, a consequence will trigger, and that will either move some troops, it will spawn some new troops, maybe the troops will go on attack. If they attack, they'll take out your troops, or they will scorched earth wherever they are. The track itself also has some kind of conditional ones that if you pay the price, so my next one, say I was having consequence 1, if I don't pay 3 gold, I'm going to get another troop spawn. And so we pick our path in a round on a turn for a particular consequence, we can see what's going to happen, and then we can plan accordingly. Make sure I don't spend all my money so that I have at least 3 gold left over if I go for consequence 1. And so we have this. This is the state of our kingdom. We have invading troops. We have a diplomacy track that moves. If it hits all the way to the bottom, we lose the game. If it goes all the way to the top, we win the game. We can unlock abilities by spending resources or fulfilling criteria. So in this criteria is we have to have 3 lords and pay 3 resources of any time. We'll unlock that one. If I unlock one on either side, we then get whatever the reward is. And so you could again plan, say if I wanted to have command points, I'd go for that one. If I was looking for victory points, I'd try and unlock that one. If we can unlock the middle one, then we can start doing the satellite ones. And this shows the kind of growth of your kingdom. As you get more resources, bigger things can happen, and you've got more things to spend your money on. So command points allow you to spawn troops, watchtowers, and they are generated through other activities that are happening on the board. So for example, in this one here, there's a chaining here. So if I used this advisor and I fulfill those requirements, and I fulfilled the requirements here of having 3 loyalty, I could spend 5 authority and get a command point. And command points are really useful because that's how you command your troops, get new troops, go into battle. Your castle is under there. If the troops get over there and destroy your castle, that is also game over. There's quite a few different game overs, but there's also a lot of win conditions. Every scenario also has some that are unique to itself, so that again adds the replayability. We can build a castle. I've talked about this, and I might just start playing actually. That's probably the easiest way to see how things fit together. Keep in mind, I'm early in the game. I am on turn 3. When you play your set of turns, so you can see what the first one is, you can see where you're coming, and these ones are randomly played, and you flip them over when you get there. When you get to the end of turn 3, that'll trigger this set of actions. Then the 4th one becomes the first. You redial out new ones, and then you carry on. So there's a lot of things happening in this game, very much like Night, but there's all these little clues and little things that allow you to plan ahead and make decisions that are meaningful, that will help you on your way. You can also play it quite reactively and look at what you've got in terms of your resources and, hey, what am I going to spend this week? But that's not a good path for success. Anyway, let's go. Turn 4. So we turn over our card, and instantly we can look and say, well, I've got choices of consequence 1 or consequence 3. I can go have a look here. If I look at consequence 3, I'm going to hit troop movement and double spawn unless I have enough authority, wisdom, and with 1 you're going to have troop movement and spawning unless I have gold. I think I'm going to go with, then it's tricky because gold is generated here, so I get lots of gold here, but I need it for this one. The other thing I can look at is which advisor is going to trigger. This one's kind of useful for me because I've fulfilled most of the requirements. This one's not so useful. I don't want to spend money to get a new one because I want to save money. But then I can also look at this one triggers 2 things, one of which I think I've unlocked already. Yeah, I've unlocked one of those, and I've unlocked the castle as well, so I'll get bonuses from that, and I won't get any bonuses up there. I think I'm going to go with consequence 3. We'll worry about that. So I'll put this here, and I get resource. So I get 2 of the crowns, and I get 3 gold. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we get into the spending phase. So I've already unlocked a whole lot of things. I've unlocked what I need to unlock to be successful at the end of 3, so that's fine. but I haven't done this one. If I don't have two lords, I'm gonna lose some gold, I think. It has an excellent rule book. Everything's nice and lined up. I'm just going to check that consequence because it's kind of useful to know what might go horribly wrong if you get it wrong. Of course, it's always bad doing lots of lookups in videos, but that's the way it is. Oh, here we go, penalties. Zeroing out, oh dear. So that would zero out all my gold if I don't have two lords unlocked. So I need to look at that. So if I look at my lords, this one I require 18 influence before I can get through that barrier, so that's not going to happen. So maybe I should look at one of these ones. So that looks kind of doable. That being said, this looks attractive as well, getting more of my castle. Oh, I need two of those, and what's that? That's technology, and I don't have any technology, so my castle is pretty much blocked at the moment. So maybe I should go for technology, not worry about zero out my gold. I guess if I spend all my gold, I'm not going to be worried that it's zeroed out, so maybe I'll go with that. I do, however, have to be concerned that I am on the path for here. I don't want 2 extra spawning, so I need to keep at least 3 of the wisdoms hanging over me. So as you can see, some of your choices, there's a lot of choices, but they are very much dictated by what you want to do. If I was going to pick this one, that would get me more gold, but I'm not too worried about gold. I can look ahead and think, well, I'm going to need 2 castles, 2 new watchtowers to fulfill at the end of turn 6, and you get watchtowers by using command points. So I might have to think about how I might find a command point at some point to start building watchtowers. Right, let's have a look. What have I got? I've got gold. I'm going to have to spend that gold. And I could probably I need to unlock some lords anyway. So that one I can't do. That one I could do. But that would be expensive. But let's see how I go, because that's going to block me because I need to unlock this one, and I can't unlock that one because I don't have enough resource. But hopefully I'll get more resource when I hit this bit here. So you're going to hear me talking a lot just because I'm trying to get my head around things. That one, I really want one that's going to generate. This one is what I want. So what I can do with this one is play 2 resources, a generic one and one of my wisdom. I'll pay one of those, but when it unlocks I get one of those back. So sometimes you can do it in a way that you get freebies. So basically unlock that one for 1 resource rather than 2, which is handy. But then that one's locked because my treasury is only at my treasury's at nothing because I haven't put anything into there. I did spend a lot of money on my castle on the last turn, but that was to unlock other things, so I can get some victory points which you can then spend to do other things. So I need to somehow find another. I don't think I can buy. I can't use that. Oh, I could. No, I don't have that one. Unlocks with 3 lords. I can do that. That one requires 12 influence, but I've only got 8, so that's not going to happen. I don't think there's anything up there that I can spend. So we're back down to here again. That's locked. That doesn't help me. That doesn't help me. That's locked on lords again, so maybe I should look back at lords. What have I got? I've only got the blue ones. So you do have to plan ahead a little bit. That will give me 3. I've only got 2. That's a bit annoying. I probably should have done that one first. That one is those, that one is 2. I'm going to be left with a whole lot of gold, which is a bit annoying. I think I can transfer gold. Here we go. So to do gold, if you're influence 6 and I am influence 8, I can spend 3 gold to get any one resource. So I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, and I will spend it on. I want something that's going to, I can do some kind of chaining. I'm tempted to just get another wisdom and be done with it, but that's not going to get me much further. That would be kind of helpful, but that would be expensive. I'd need 3 resources. I just need more gold. That's not going to help because I need 2. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to buy that. That's a bit of a limited turn, but that's because I'm in a good position because of what I did in turns 1 and 2. I'm not going to use my advisor, and then we hit activations. So the first thing that's going to activate is my castle, and my castle will activate, and I have nothing there. So the activations don't happen until levels 3, 4, 5. So that's a bit of a waste. The paper one will activate, and I will get, oh, that shouldn't be coloured in. I'll get another book. So that'll be handy for next turn. The starred ones and the influence points you only get once. And of course, as you've unlocked more, you're going to get more things as you go through more turns. Then we check up here. I don't think those will activate. So then we hit consequence 3. And this is why I saved these. So consequence 3 has, if you pay 3, if you don't pay 3, 2 more units will spawn. So I'm going to pay my 3 because I don't want the units to spawn. But this one is unstoppable, and so that will trigger and everyone will move 1. And there's arrows on the map that show you where they're going to go. So I've got to watch that because if they start grouping together, I'm going to be in trouble. So that is the end of turn 3, which is good because this will trigger and I will get 20 victory points. So I put 20 down there. I basically stick a line down there because it's the end of turn 3, and I put a 20 in there, which isn't great, but it's only turn 3. I don't have 2 lords, so my money's all gone, so that's a bit of a shame. And we then have to set up for turns 4, 5 and 6. So that's going to go there. Those go under our events. This one goes shooting along there. Those 2 are hidden, and we know what's going to be the first one in turn number 9, which will fire off on that one. And we also know that we have to have greater than 14 influence, so I'm at 9, 8, so I can probably work on that. And if I don't have 2 watchtowers, one of my units is going to change sides, bribery, which isn't the end of the world apart from the fact that I've only got 1 unit, so that would not be good, and so I really need to think about that. But we're back on here, so we're turn 4. Oh, I'll get a new advisor as well. I forgot about that. So we get a new advisor into the mix, and so each advisor has got a swap value, and so you can swap them on sides, but also you can pull another one down and replace them. And again, the more you play, the more familiar you'll get with the different advisors and which ones are more useful for the different kings at each round. First thing I've got to do though is I have to pick a side. So I either go for lots of authority and the guy on the left, or a bit of mix and a bit of gold. Consequence 2, I haven't had any consequence 2, but it is going to be spawning 2 more units. If they spawn too many units, it's game over as well, so you do have to watch that. but I don't really want consequence 3 because consequence 3 is going to be 2 units as well, so I'm going to go this way. I'll pick this one. So I get 2 of the crowns, I get 2 gold. It's going to be the advisor on the right, and yeah, so we're looking for command points. I can buy command points, but that's really expensive. I think it's only turn 4. I think I need to start unlocking more things so that I can generate more income, because without income everything kind of starts falling down. So I think we need to get some lords and ladies unlocked. So this looks like a good one. So we can go with, I don't have any red ones, so that's not going to happen. This one will work though, but then I would need one of this one. Maybe we aim for that this turn as well. That one I could get going, and then that's going to block on the castle. No, that's not the castle. I've already unlocked that one to level 1, so I could probably, so I need parchment 2. So it is very much thinking about what I need. Okay, let's have a look at, that's a 2 for 1, which isn't great, but it might open up other things. So I'm going to spend 2 of these. It'll unlock that one, and I will get a red one for free. Well, for unlocking it. So now I've got a red, a blue, and some gold. Let's see what we can do there. That needs 4, so that's not going to happen. That needs 2 of paper. Can I unlock 2 of paper? I need 2 lords to do that. So we're back to the lord problem. So we're back to that. I don't have enough money to buy. I don't have to worry about the consequence. So what's this one? Well, that one takes a lot to get into the treasury. Oh, this one looks interesting. I need a gold. Maybe I'll do that one. So that's the palace, which I have, level 1 palace. That would get me another red one. So that would cost me a gold, a yellow, and a blue. Oh, I don't have any yellow. Huh. I should have looked at that first. Okay. Villages. I thought I got village 1. How do I get to village 2? I still need to unlock that. Sometimes you skip a turn to keep the resources. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm kind of, rather than trying to spend all my money each turn, which I've been doing for the first couple of turns, I might save up this turn and see what we get. So we'll save up and we will get the villages will trigger, and that actually gets me nothing on that one, which is a bit annoying. The castle will trigger, and because I haven't unlocked level 3, that's not going to get me any income. So that's probably just unfortunate choices. Then we get to 2 over here, so we're getting 2 more units, and I'm going to put them at the top. They spawn, there's little plus signs where they can spawn. So it's getting very busy up there. I don't think this is going to be a very good game. Okay, next turn, let's hopefully I can get something a bit more interesting. What happens with 2 now? 2, they'll advance and then they'll advance again. They're not attacking though, so that's probably good. If I go with 3, I'm going to get a double. I'll go with 1, I think. I need to go 2. That means treasury is going to trigger, and I haven't got any treasury, so let's. I can't go for treasury because I need the books. So this is where the game is very clever, because it's being balanced, not to make it impossible, but not to make it easy. You really do have to think about your trade-offs and how things are going to work. I'm going to go with this one. Let's see how that goes. We'll have 2 of those. We will have a red, and we'll have a bit more gold. The right guy is going to trigger, and I used him a couple of turns ago, and that's probably expensive. I am needing to get this, but I don't have 3 books. I can get 3 books because I can spend 3 gold to get a book, and then I'd have 3 of something else. I get a lot of gold out of that, but I don't think gold's going to help me. But it would mean income, because if I unlock this every time it triggered, it would generate some income. The lords aren't going to trigger, so that's not going to help me. But what's that one? That's the palace. The palace is going to trigger, so maybe I need lords again. So it's everything comes back down to the pesky lords, and they then require. Maybe I'll go for this one because I've got the one. I'll do that. So I need 4 things, and I've got 4 things. So we will go 1 and 1, which will unlock that one, which gets me a gold. Then, because I'm at level 1, I can then pay my 2 books, 1, 2, to unlock that, which gets me a book and an influence. Hey, done one. So that's one of my lords, and I get an influence on my influence table. So that's a good start. And I've got 2 left. I've got a bit of gold. What can I do with that? I don't think I can unlock anything else that's particularly interesting. Maybe I could look at another lord. That one needs treasury. That one needs castle, which I've got 1, but I need 2 books. But I need lords for the books, so that's not going to happen. That one needs diplomacy, and that one I would have to look up, but I don't have enough coinage anyway. I haven't done any of those, but I've only got 2 left, so that's not going to help. I could look here. Oh no, I need 2 technology. Technology is really my bane at the moment. If I got gold, I could get another 1, but that's not going to help. But I can spend the gold. What will that get me? Can't unlock that one, but let's have a look at this one. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm never going to have 6 things this turn. That requires 3 lords. Normally when I play, I don't talk as much. This is for your benefit, but hopefully you'll find that useful in terms of thinking about how things are working. Of course, when I've unlocked more things, you can then start doing some of these chainy things, and once you start chaining things together, things will become a lot smoother. Well, they become a lot smoother as you come down. You start generating lots of resources, you open up all kinds of things, and things are happening all over the board. Okay, that's a 3, so that's no good. I don't have to do it all one turn, so I could spend stuff. I can't use gold here. Maybe I'll just say, well, I'll reserve that one. That's gone. Just so I've got that one started. You don't have to do them all at the same time. Now I've got some gold left. What else could I do? I can't unlock that one. Why don't we spend my 3 gold, 1, 2, 3, have another yellow one, which I'll then spend on there and get that on its way. And then I'll hold that one for next turn. Got a bit of gold, that's fine. So the lords will trigger. I've got 1 lord, so that's great. So they'll trigger, and I'll get a book for free. So that was well worth it. The other ones aren't unlocked. Palace, I will get a blue one for free. So if you get the right things, you get free stuff. And then we've got consequence 3. So we go to consequence 3, and I have to look that one up. It's an enemy movement, enemy attack one, which doesn't look good. Where's my consequence pages? Gold card. Consequences. That's probably on page 18. Okay, that consequence. Oh, that's the end. Watchtowers. It's a little. Oh. It's a little red and a little X. I think I'm going to lose my unit, which is not great. If I edited my videos, this is something I definitely edited out. Oh yeah, oh no, it's not. Oh, there it is. Oh dear. All enemy units attack. Oops. So that's an attack icon. So consequence 3, they attack, and so when they attack and there's no one around, they kill off a unit. They kill off a resource. So they're all going to kill off resources, which isn't great because it means later on I won't be able to go. And if they start killing off all resources, then it's close to game over. Then we've got 2 new arrive. So I'm really in trouble there because they've only got 1 more left. So I think we're going to be looking at game over unless I can fortify my troops. So that was my consequence, and we would then be on turn. What's this, 6? And we would go. I'm going to stop now because you've got an idea. So lots of different kings, lots of different scenarios. You have the same kingdom board, randomization in the events, but paths that you can pick. You've got advisors that you can help you. You can swap them in if you don't work. You have set sub goals with rewards and penalties, randomization in the cards, resource management, lot going on, but very structured, and well worth a look if you like those kind of games. Hope you found that's useful. I'll put links down below for the Kickstarter. Don't forget to subscribe and like.